Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today for this week's question and answer video. I want to thank all of you again for last week for being patient and understanding, and a lot of you guys were concerned about how I'm doing, and I just want to thank you and let you know that I'm fine here. It was just a weather thing last week, and I was stranded, snowed in, no phone, no internet, just literally left in the dark for days, and it was cold. So that was it, but everything's good now. And this is coming out on Monday this week. So thank you again for all your guys' concerns and questions. Thank you very, very much. Welcome new viewers. Anyone who's new here, I do a weekly question and answer video. It comes out every Monday. And I invite all of you to please ask questions. I'm trying to help people recover and heal and grow from different traumas. The best way to do that is to really understand it. Really ask questions, guys. Please keep asking questions. Let me know what my answers, if they help you, if you understand. Anybody's question I miss, please ask me again. I don't do it on purpose. It happens sometimes. Don't worry about bad questions, stupid questions. There's no such thing, okay? And I guarantee you, all of you who ask a question, there'll be somebody else with that same question who's not asking. So your guys' questions really help people, okay? You guys tell me thank you all the time and how much my work helps you, and I appreciate that. But also know it's your guys' questions, okay, that prompt my answers, and that's what really helps people, is the questions, okay? So please keep asking, everybody. If you think that I'm benefiting you or can benefit someone else, you can support what I'm doing and push a couple buttons. You can subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, let you know when the videos are out. I do make weekly question and answer videos, and I try to make other videos too sometimes throughout the week. So you can hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when they come out. You can comment down below in the comment section. You can vote with a thumbs up or down on the video. You can share this and give this to other people you think that it will benefit, and you can put this in a playlist on your own channel. All of that really stimulates the growth for this, and it reaches people further and further and further that need the help, okay? Thank you very, very much. I recommend something every week that I think will help you guys heal, recover, and grow from trauma. This week, a viewer recommended something to me that I'm going to pass on to you guys. I'm sorry I don't know your name, but the channel name is Deeper Roots Higher Self, and this is what they recommend. She says, I recommend your work, Wim Hof breathing, and nano zeolite. Even non-nano regular zeolite helps to detox from all the toxicity in the physical world and from all the traumas. Nano zeolite gets into your brain and binds with all the heavy metals, nanoplastic toxins from the way we grow our food, and it doesn't affect your organs, unlike other heavy metal detox methods. It works with magnesium, positive, negative ions, and you pee out all the heavy metals. It's expensive, but it has helped me a lot, even with my autoimmune disease, Hashimoto. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I'm aware of what that is and what it's like to live with. I've had people close to me that have that. You can research TRS Nano Zeolite. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. All the zeolite really helps, but Nano Zeolite is wonderful. I couldn't get rid of brain fog, feeling sick for 2 years since when the first narc abuse started, but I got rid of it within a day after taking Nano Zeolite for the first time. Thank you for that recommendation. I found zeolite, and I don't know if this is the one that you recommend, but you said it doesn't really matter. I found this on Amazon, of course, like always. I'll put the link down below in the description box if you guys like to check it out. I've got Zeolite Pure, full body detox cleanse, safe, gentle, and effective energy booster that supports gut health, mental clarity, and healthy inflammation response. Who couldn't benefit from that that's watching this video, huh? Or anyone. It is expensive. $52.99 is the Amazon's choice. Feel free to go find your own. Look for others. This is 400 grams. So it's kind of a big bottle. But let me tell you, detoxing is so important. They say that 70% of our emotions might be in our gut, from depression to happiness. And cleaning this out makes us feel so much better. I recommend a detox to all my clients. This is beneficial for somebody who has experienced trauma, pain, suffering, And addictions is really good. You get these impurities out of your body faster and start repairing your vital organs. It's a great way to start over. It's a great way to say, I want to be my new self, and I want to close this chapter on my life and feel better and be revived and refreshed. I always recommend a probiotic afterwards. Doing anything like this helps replace your gut flora. And yeah, I just really recommend these. These are great. They feel so good. I've done several body cleanses and they just feel great. It alleviates depression, promotes happiness. So why wouldn't any of you guys do that or try it, okay? Anybody else who has any opinions on this stuff, I'd love to hear it. Anybody who tries it, let me know what you think. And thank you, Deeper Roots Higher Self, for the recommendation. And I take recommendations from anybody. Anybody wants to recommend things, please tell me. This product says, be healthy, stay healthy, daily maintenance, body detox, helps alleviate fatigue, brain fog, headaches, inflammation. I mean, this is all the stuff we're suffering from. Proven safe and effective by clinical studies, and cleanses gently without the yuck. Some of you guys know what that is. Yeah. So anyway, just check it out if you want. The link is down below. Okay. Thank you again. And let's get on with the questions. First one is from Linda B. in Pennsylvania. Hello, Linda. Thank you for contributing your time and knowledge. Thank you for telling me. You're welcome. I have a question. My daughter was diagnosed with bipolar at age 10. She went to counseling and on meds throughout high school and did well. I divorced her father when she was 15. He was both emotional and physically abusive to her. When she went to college, she stopped counseling and then went off of her meds. She attended several colleges for various programs, but didn't make the grades and decided to not pursue. She has made bad decisions and getting into trouble. From your borderline personality disorder list, my daughter has at least 5+ traits. Also, depression, anxiety, and ADHD run on both sides of the family. She has no contact with dad, who I feel is both bipolar and a narcissist. She is 24 now and has her own apartment. 2 questions. Can she both bipolar and... Oh, you're asking me, can she be both bipolar and borderline personality? I can't force her to do anything. So how do I encourage her to go back to counseling and back on her meds? I am concerned for her safety. Thank you, David. And I'm sorry, Linda. I hate to see any relationships be estranged or go bad, but especially the mother and daughter. So important. Your question, of course, she could be both. That's possible. Not probable. I'm not a doctor, so I'm just going to give you the information that I've learned, and definitely not diagnosing your daughter. Okay. But I want to say that these are 2 different things. Okay. They really are. You have bipolar, which is a mood disorder, and you have borderline, which is a personality disorder. And the best way to explain the difference is, does she have moods, or are her moods who she is? I hope that makes sense, because your personality really develops who you are, isn't it? And so personality disorders are intrusive. They're in all parts of your life. It's not just the, good times, bad times. That would be bipolar, right? I get into bipolar is manic, not just depressing. It could be up and down, manic, up and down, crazy, good mood, and it could last for months, 6 months, a year. Okay, and then deep manic depressant that could last 6 months, a year. Okay, that's bipolar. Where personality disorder is who you are. It's all the time. It's in all areas of your life. It doesn't just come and go. It's who you are. Okay, and I've got to tell you that bipolar is the most common misdiagnosis for borderline. There are thousands of people with borderline personality disorder that have been diagnosed with bipolar, and they're not getting the help they need. They shove them on drugs, right? And that's it. And now the problem with borderline personality disorder is it usually envelops so much more mental illness. Okay, people with borderline personality most commonly have other disorders, other mental illnesses, like addictions and depression disorder, anxiety disorder, things like this. Okay. But the bipolar and borderline, if you understand how a doctor diagnoses their patients, bipolar comes first, okay? And it checks off a lot of boxes, and that's why doctors stop there, unfortunately, when they shouldn't. If you keep going and they go down borderline, they'll see that it fits that, okay? And that overtakes all, right? We aren't no longer just talking about a mood disorder, we are talking about a personality disorder. So that answers that question. Your other question is, I can't force her to do anything, so how do I encourage her to go back to counseling and back on her meds? Communicating the benefits of it, helping her identify the problems she's incurring in life, okay? And let her realize that these problems are fixable, okay? You don't have to suffer, you don't have to hurt, things like this, okay? There's not a whole much you can do, Mom, unfortunately, because she's an adult and she needs to make these decisions on her own. I'm glad you know that you can't force her to do anything. What you can do, Mom, is not accept your daughter for who she is and not accept bad, negative, abusive behaviors. You don't have to accept that, okay? And that's where help and enable are a fine line. So helping her actually would be, I'm not going to accept this behavior from you. I'm not going to tolerate it. You're not allowed to hurt me or mistreat me. If that's what she's doing, I'm just assuming. That's what usually comes with borderline personality disorder. Personality disorders are exploitative. People with them are exploitative. People with borderline exploit. They use people, okay? And if we don't call them out on this, if we do accept this behavior in our life, we are simply enabling them to not get help. So the best thing you could do, Mom, is to not accept any kind of ill, sick, toxic, abusive, exploitative behavior. That's the number one thing you can do, Mom. The other thing you can do is you keep working on yourself and you become healthier and better and more mature, just like we're all trying to do, but you just keep focusing on that. This is an awful situation. I'm very, very sorry. I hope you don't take on her decisions as your fault, okay? Because she is an adult now and she needs to be responsible and she needs to help herself. So if you can help nicely, in a loving way, point out some of the problems that she's having because of her condition, whatever that may be, that might help her, and to let her know that there's always help available, you know? A lot of people with disorders like this feel helpless and hopeless and that there's nothing they can do, and they may not want to look at themselves. They may not want to introspect much. It hurts. It may cause too much pain for her. So talk therapy, number one, CBT, DBT, that's cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, family therapy, and interpersonal therapy will all benefit her immensely. It's all psychotherapy, it's all talk therapy, and it can really, really help her. But she needs to see those advantages. She needs to see that the problems are hers and hers to fix alone. And she needs to commit to herself and her future. And hopefully she finds it beneficial because she wants to keep the relationships she has and also form healthy ones. Very difficult for people to see this, not impossible. She needs to get help soon, though. It gets harder and harder and harder to help these conditions as you get older. It can be, okay? Good luck. Thank you, and I'm sorry again, Mom. Liz from Boston, United States. Hello, Liz. Don't we still keep some of the narc traits? What if other people in our life notice these traits in us as red flags and then move away rather than communicate or compromise? Very insightful. Absolutely, Liz. You know, I think most of us or all of us have had narcissistic parenting. I'm not calling anyone's parents narcissists. That's a personality disorder. I'm saying narcissistic. And I've dived into this in great detail in other videos. I made one not too long ago. You should find down in my video playlist, go down a little more and you'll see a video that says 15 signs of narcissistic parenting. This will really help you identify some of the behaviors of your parents, and we adapt these, okay? We adapt these. I saw a funny commercial. It's been on for quite a while, actually. And I can't remember if it's another Geico commercial or something. Maybe you guys will know what I'm talking about. But the gist of the commercial is people saying, I don't want to be anything like my parents. And they're training them to not be like their parents. And it's just hilarious because, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, unfortunately. And we can identify a lot of bad parenting traits from our parents, from the parenting we received, and we'll still pass some of those on to our own children. We'll still parent our children some of those ways, even when we don't like them, because it's all we know. It's all we know. Parenting is a learning process. The best perfect parents make mistakes and learn from them and become better. Okay, but we do pick up some of our abusers' traits if we're around them long enough. Think about it, right? If we're not going to leave someone abusing us, eventually we may explode. Eventually we'll start fighting back. If we don't realize the healthy ways to get out of these things, to navigate through these kinds of things, because our parents didn't teach us, and so we feel helpless and hopeless, and we sit and we try to protect ourselves maybe and defend ourselves, and we end up fighting and reactionary abuse, right? They call us names for long enough and we start calling them names. This kind of thing, it causes more shame and guilt, and it's just another thing to be very mindful of and aware of. Okay, thanks for your question, Liz. Nessa from the United Kingdom. Hello, Nessa. Hi, David. I hope this bad weather passes quickly for you all. It has. Thank you very much. Epoxy resin is great for crafting. I have a question. And last week I recommended lots of arts and crafts types of things, and they're really cool. I suggest you guys checking out last week's video if you haven't already in my recommendation. So your question is, are red flags in long distance relationships? No, what are red flags in long distance relationships? So I always tell people red flags are how you feel, right? So we're not going to sit here and judge people for what they're doing. We don't know, right? We get a feeling. Maybe they're being dishonest, maybe they're cheating on us, things like this, and we get a feeling. Okay, that is a red flag. The red flag is your feeling, because if we say it's what they do, what do, guys? When we ask a question of, are you being dishonest? Are you lying? Are you betraying me or anything? No. You're just paranoid. You're being too emotional. You're insecure. Maybe it's you that's cheating on me and lying to me. All that stuff. And so then what? If all that matters is what they do, and we can't prove that they've done these things, then there's no problem, right? No, there is. The problem is how we feel. So they don't have to be doing anything wrong. We feel insecure. There's a problem in the relationship where both of you work together to provide security. Okay? So what are some red flags in a long distance relationship? I think that's what you're asking me, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Some of the beginning red flags, obviously it's about their character. We don't know anybody right away. For a long time it takes to get to know somebody, and we want to know what their morals are and stuff like this, and we want to see, and we wait, and we might have some bad feelings, and that's not right, that's not good. Okay, but in longer distance relationships, I think the biggest key is I go by this model I have. Okay, so the first thing in relationships with people that are going to be close to you, you're going to let them close interpersonal, meaning your best friends, your lovers, the family members that you would like to continue having a healthy relationship with. These people, now and from now on, one has to value the same morals you do, because relationships of any kind will not work unless both people value the same morals. It just won't work. And not everyone does, right? Your abusers don't value respect, loyalty, acceptance, not judging, honesty, integrity, right? They don't value those things, but you guys do. So why would we have anyone in our life that does not? And we don't take someone's word, right? We don't let them perform for us for a week or two and say, oh, they're great people. No, it takes a long time. Look, you guys are still learning about your ex now, after maybe years, decades. So once that's good, and once you're aware of this, that they value the same morals, that could take 6 months, could take years. Okay, then we're committed, right? We're committed to this relationship when we invest. And emotional needs have to be met on both sides. This is where problems occur. Always. Okay? The way we do this is we communicate and be vulnerable. So we talk to our partner, we really reach inside, and we really tell them how we feel, what we want, what we need, what we value, okay? These kinds of things. And they are there meeting your emotional needs, and you're meeting theirs. Problems occur when this stops. One partner doesn't feel like being vulnerable anymore, and it's not speaking up and not speaking the truth and asking for what they want and telling the partner how they feel. And now it's closed. There's no emotional connection. Okay, and we start really misunderstanding each other. We start having a lot of these fears come in. This fear of commitment, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, things like this. So as long as they meet your standards, value the same morals, emotional needs are being met, and we're communicating and being vulnerable. Any of these things don't work, the relationship won't work. It's stagnant, not growing. No meaning, no purpose. Okay? So long distance red flags. Oh, long distance relationships over space, right? Same thing. And even more. Long distance relationships are terribly straining. Terribly. You know, you have two people that are married, and the husband or wife has to go away on business and be gone for 6 months. Awful. Awful for relationships. Awful. So in a long distance, we need to offer more security, reassure each other even more, don't we? Right? I'm going to be over here. I'm going out with my friends. I had fun. None of this secrecy, and we still have to respect their privacy too. Very, very difficult. Long distance relationships. Very. Relationships of any kind aren't easy. Long distance, extremely, extremely hard. And it just already adds a major component of stress. I'm sorry I wasn't reading that right. Red flags in long distance relationships. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they are. I don't know who they're with. I don't know. And that is insecurity. Number one most important emotional need, security. We do this by reassuring each other, and we do this by asking for reassurance. And when you're asking for reassurance and someone won't give it, I don't care what they do. They say, I don't care if they do jumping jacks, give you money, have a party. You don't feel secure, and that's the problem. Okay, so long distance relationships, red flags, they're going to be insecure. I don't feel secure. I don't feel like you're being truthful. You know, it's not about what they're doing. It's about your feeling. Okay, this needs to feel good. We need to be reassured and have security in our relationships that the people that we are committed to have our back no matter what, that will be there for us, especially when we're down, that they don't talk bad about us, that they don't talk about us, that they don't share anything with anybody else that we share together. Okay. That's emotional security, and that's number one, and that's going to be the number one threat to long-distance relationships, isn't it? And then we start getting into that codependency, right? I want to know everything. I want to know what you're eating. I want to know how it was. I want to know who you were with. I want to know what the weather, every little detail, and this is our insecurities getting bigger and growing, this fear, and we're not communicating enough. We're not reassuring each other enough.